MAME, the most popular emulator today. This video is going to look at this behemoth's 20-year history and how it became the king of all emulators. Able to play the largest amount of games in the emulation scene. This is the story of MAME. MAME, an acronym of Multiple Arcade Machine Emulator, was first designed by Nicola Salmoria. Salmoria had been working on various Amiga utility programs before he started work on MAME. MAME has its roots based on an emulator project called Multipac, and as you guessed, it was an emulator for Pac-Man-esque arcade machines. The first version of MAME, as we know it today, was released on February the 5th, 1997. It made a number of the Zilog Z80 based arcade machines playable for the first time, obviously including Pac-Man. Salmoria led the MAME project until May 2003, with the exception of a 6-month absence due to National Service call-up in mid-1997. Under his stewardship, the MAME developers overcame many protection systems for various arcade platforms, including Neo Geo MVS and CPS. Early versions of MAME were specifically created for MS-DOS and later ported to Unix-based systems. Since May 2001, with the version 0.37b15, the main development for MAME occurs on Windows-based platforms, although ports are available on every major platform thanks to the SDL MAME project. In May 2003, David Hayward became the lead on the project, before Aaron Giles then led the team from April 2005 for 6 years until April 2011, when Angelo Salesi took over for a few months. Under their leadership, MAME made massive improvements, introducing support for raster and vector displays, multiple CPUs, sound chip support, and hundreds of arcade boards, making thousands of games playable. MAME was originally written in C programming language, but in 2010, during the development of 0.136 build, the developers began to compile all code in C++ language. This switch allowed MAME to take advantage of additional features by bringing the ability to support classes and objects as well as procedural programming, allowing many more games to become playable. In 2012, Miodrag Milanovic, the then MES project lead, took the helm of the MAME project. Under his leadership, MAME began to develop what would become some of its biggest milestones and achievements. And in May 2015, two huge developments took place. The first was the decision to change its license to an open source license to help bring in new developers, and according to Milanovic was to make MAME a learning tool for developers working on development boards. This transition of the license was completed in March 2016, opening the way for many developers to then get on board into the emulation scene. The second development was the full integration of MES into MAME, allowing MAME to emulate a vast number of consoles and computers. The integration appeared at the end of May 2015 in MAME build 0162. The next big development for MAME came with the release of version 0171 in February 2016. This was the first build to have a graphical user interface known as MUUI. In all previous builds, MAME used a command line to launch ROMs, but the integration of a GUI allowed users to launch games without the need of a third-party application. And this brings us to the present, with the latest release 0.192 as of the time of this video being able to run tens of thousands of games across hundreds of different platforms, making MAME one of the most popular and versatile emulators in the market today. With hundreds of developers contributing to the MAME trunk and creating many different branches of MAME, it will continue to make more arcades playable and bring in more systems under the MAME banner, including the PlayStation 2. And that is why MAME is the emulator of emulators.